then go complete remote from this point on. So we're just trying to find out.
And get you guys home. And Zoom is good.
Zoom is good. So, okay, I'm sorry. Next up, Georgette, followed by George Austin.
Good evening. We're all up late. I actually had to call out of work to be here. I go to work at midnight. So I'm going to first start with the testimony from my son. His homework happened to, in his geography book of all things, end up on the Declaration of Independence. And he would like to remind everyone here that our rights are secured through our government and by our consent, and that he does not consent. I can't believe I'm saying this. He also would like to point out that we have the right to establish a different government if our government doesn't serve us. So he would like to know what recourse there is for people who vote on unconstitutional laws that infringe upon his rights and, well, everybody else's. Is there any, just so I can go back with an answer, please, what is the recourse for if knowingly and witfully we have representatives who vote for legislation that violates the Constitution, which they swore an oath to? Is there any punishment for that? Please, it's not me, it's my son. I have to go back with an answer. Do you have an answer, sir? Is there any punishment or recourse for when members of a legislative body decide to vote on and present through laws that violate the Constitution? Yes, because my son wanted me to. Unfortunately, he went home, he was very tired. And he wants to know what happens to representatives when they violate their oath to uphold the Constitution and pass laws without consent.
Yep, I'll do that real quick. So Connecticut's set up the same way as the federal government is. We have three separate but equal branches of government. A finding of constitutionality is a finding that a court has to make. So when the legislature passes a law, if the law is deemed unconstitutional by a separate but equal branch of the judicial branch, that law is then null and void. The individuals who voted for it have or don't face any recourse because at the moment in time, while it may be your opinion or the opinion of people who voted against that bill that it's unconstitutional, that as a finding of fact has to be made by the judicial branch. And that's how our government's worked pretty much since 1791.
So
That's okay.
And
Response also.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. And in addition to what Representative Howard said, before any bills come before the legislature, there is an office of attorneys on the 5th floor of this building. They're called the Legislative Commissioner's Office, and they are tasked with generally making sure that we do not try to pass a bill that is unconstitutional. It's not perfect though, as their good representative spoke to.
a homeschool co-op, like field trip to go learn from them?
Probably, yeah.
That would be amazing.
Sure.
Once a year, I do a navigating the Connecticut legislature PowerPoint, and I will be more than happy to do that by Zoom for all of you.
Thank you. And Representative Howard, you're not even from my district. I don't even know who my representative is because we just moved to Southington. Southington now. You, sir?
No.
No,
Representative,
Thank you.
so
Okay.
let's get through this test.
So back
first.
to testimony. Sorry, that
I've
was
been here
not even mine. That was my son's. He wanted to piggyback. So my statement, testimony, actually.
Can you like summarize?
Yeah, is basically that I have family that's been here since the 1600s, and I'm also part Native. And we fought in every war, basically, since the Revolution. And these are pictures from my great uncle who fought in Germany. He did reconnaissance, and he went through seeing people brought into the camps, and afterward was able to talk to them, since he spoke fluent German, to help them to get out of the camps and free them. And it started in little incremental steps. That Mr. Levine there, the older man with no children who will not be affected, and doesn't work in any department of education, let's strike his testimony as useless and needless.
So can you please
His
summarize,
statement
Georgette?
is that
Because
I think we need to look at whether or not our government is metastasizing, because if he's saying that this is the first step, an incremental of overseeing homeschoolers and not allowing people to homeschool by state laws, basically, I'm wondering, where do we have a stop before we go down that path?
okay, thank you. Any questions for Georgette?
I'm looking for an
Representative
answer.
Zelinski.
Just the final piece of the answer as far as your recourse. Connecticut is one of the states that does not have a recall option for elected officials. I do know of one legislator who's put in a bill for a recall option in every single one of the 14 sessions he's worked in. I think he looks like me. And it has never once been, it just winds up in the circular file in that particular committee every year. It never even gets discussed.
Thank you. I just find it very sad that my family set up this system of government and now I have to come here, losing hours of work and representing my children, myself, and many other people who have concerns about how this would metastasize into something far greater than just asking for portfolios. And honestly, I keep all my records, and I reached out to my superintendent of schools to meet with them if they needed to verify any information without it
Thank
being
you.
a law. So I just want you guys to really think about history, and also homeschooling has been part of Connecticut's history throughout, since Nathan Hale set up his own school.
Thank you, Georgette.
So
We have
please
to move.
correct it. It's not from 1980. It's from the 1600s.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have George Austin, who